Get your CGR shirts and glassware at ClassicGameRoom.com. Classic Game Room is brought to you by Magnum Skywolf. CGR is supported by fans on Patreon. Thank you. Welcome to Classic Game Room. Have you ever wondered what Zaxxon would be like if it took place in 1916? Wonder no more, because this is Blue Max on the Atari computer. And you thought the landing sequence in Top Gun was hard. Ho ho. Originally released in 1983, this is Blue Max for the Atari XE computer. It's one of the fancy cartridges with the blue labels, and features a 1987 copyright, as well as an infuriating landing sequence that in many ways overshadows the excellent action and flying in Blue Max. There's no extra lives here. This is the Great War, after all. World War I. You don't start getting extra lives until World War II. Each mission starts out with you taking off and then destroying a certain number of targets to initiate the landing sequence. As you see, it is possible to land, but it seems really inconsistent. The problem in my mind here is that the rest of the game just pales in comparison to landing. So you can have a great mission, you're flying back to the landing strip, you drop your landing gear, and then bam, right into the concrete. Or whatever they used in World War I. Right into the ground-up horses. Didn't even make it onto the landing strip that time. Beyond the crashing and burning, Blue Max is pretty solid and plays well. But it feels like another one of these super old school games where they could have really used one more button on the controller, because you drop bombs by pushing down and firing, which means that you're not machine gunning the things in front of you like airplanes that also crash right into you. You gotta get used to the screen indicators. When it flashes blue, that means you're flying at the same altitude as an enemy aircraft. Try to shoot them down, they're worth a lot of points. Bombing ground targets is far more straightforward, and in my opinion, the best part of the game. Who doesn't like blowing up bridges? That never gets old. And all of the little enemy targets and sound effects kinda remind me of Rampage, which is also a good thing. The targets with the crosses on them or the blinking blue airplanes are, I think, the special targets that you have to destroy in order to clear each wave. The little red B on the bottom right means that my bombs are damaged. The G means my guns are damaged, so I need to land in order to repair my aircraft as well as refueling it. That time it decided to not slow down and instead speed up. I never really found a good system for landing this thing. That's really what it all comes down to. Otherwise, it's like Zaxxon with bombs. And that's pretty cool. So maybe it just requires a ton of practice. I found the instruction manual online. It's not terribly helpful. I searched online for Blue Max, how do you land the plane, and it seems like a bunch of other people are kind of confused too. So I'm not the only one. I made it through a few games where I landed like 2 or 3 times, and I have no idea how. It seems like luck, and if you miss that landing, your whole game is over. And if you skip the landing, your whole game is over, because then you run out of fuel and crash. Were they going for realism here? What is this crap? Just transform into a robot and step on things. Now, when your screen flashes yellow, that means you're flying low enough to strafe enemies with your machine gun. The problem there is that you're also low enough for them to really easily shoot you, and for you to accidentally drop a bomb, which decreases your altitude and throws you right into a tree. We should definitely just nuke the enemies from orbit. It's the only way to be sure not to crash into things. I'm kind of on the fence about this game. I want to like it, I'm just not really sure that I do. It has its moments, but every time I play Blue Max, I just get pissed off. That looked like a very important building. It's like a Toys R Us. Oh, and to make it even harder, if you don't land soon enough, then you don't have enough room to take off, because World War I airplanes didn't have reverse. I'm doing exactly what the manual says. So that's my opinion of this game. I'm not sure what my opinion is. I haven't figured out what sequence of events perfectly lands this plane each game. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And, maybe that's the most realistic thing Blue Max has going for it, because that probably accurately describes 1916-era airplanes. Like, those guys were crazy. And they're bombing you while you're landing. These guys are dicks. Get over here. Crazy about Atari. Hey, how about a classic game room? Crazy-ass shout-out and thank you going all the way to my man Mark from East Meadow, New York once again. Thanks for sending Blue Max and the Atari XE, which is such a great old-school computer/game system. I really like this thing. And I think Blue Max looks really nice. Give it a play at your own risk, because maybe you'll be better at landing than I am. If anything, this will definitely increase your Top Gun skills, because if you can land in Blue Max, you should be able to land in Top Gun with your eyes shut. Why? If you're going to buy the game anyway, buy it through ClassicGameRoom.com. Classic Game Room is supported by fans on Patreon. Thank you. Now prepare for the Lord Carnage Club, where I celebrate these backers on Patreon by shouting their name in a volcano! Derek Langley. Beer is the trick. Stephen Chucknick. From New Jersey. Michael Fernandez. People not named Michael Fernandez aren't Michael Fernandez. Al Stiver. Woo! EDM. Jason from British Columbia. Philip Strabenmuller from Vienna, Austria. Cue the thunder. Jeff, Captain Dauntless, Briar. Cue the lava. I don't know what lava sounds like. It sounds like this. Jack Stavris from Australia. Ohad Kane, Master of Thunder. Chip Sankvale, Fighter of Space Bees. Woo! Rick DeBarros gets the extra disco. Michael and Ariana Nelson, Fighters of the Future. That's enough disco, because now it's time to shout, Busy Signal! That's right, and keep the volume loud and the party rocking for Sean Zoltek. Really? No. Sean Zoltek! Sergio Matthias Hergert! Tubular. Will.